point.
Kentucky fans remember this guy delivering licks left and right. Dennis Johnson, number 56. He had a few sacks in his day, too, and it's great to be joined by the former Wildcat, current Woodford County head coach who just finished up year number 5 with the Yellow Jackets. Harrodsburg High School guy, a Danville native. I guess it was before they were Mercer County, correct?
Right, correct.
And a two-sport athlete, really good basketball player. You almost played for Tubby Smith. Give me the story behind that.
Yeah, I always, I was a multi-sport athlete in high school, and so once I went to UK, the plan was for me to play both sports. After the Outback Bowl, I actually flew home and started working at Memorial, and was going to play. And probably about 2 or 3 days before I was going to play the first game, I was in a shooting one morning, and my father, Tubby Smith, and Hal Mum were in the room, and so we had a discussion, and the ultimate goal was for me to go to the NFL. So they decided I had some injuries, some hand injuries, and they wanted me to get stronger and bigger. So they kind of shut me down. That's probably my one regret in college, not being able to play basketball, because I love basketball. At one point, I had lost a lot of weight, and I thought I was just going to play basketball, but my father said, absolutely not. Coming from Harrisburg, football is king, but I love basketball. I traveled with Adidas all summer, so got to play against a lot of the top guys in the country. So basketball was something that I love to do, and I wish I would have got to at least play for my freshman year.
What do you think that would have been like? Can you imagine?
Well, and I play with those guys all summer.
Jordan doing that from baseball to.
No, I play with the guys all summer when they did the camps and stuff. So I would have loved just to get a good opportunity.
You ever held your own out there?
Oh, definitely. Julius Peppers. I played with those guys. I knew he played. It was multi-sport. Ronald Curry. So it was something I wish I could have done, because I thought I could have helped the program out some.
You're at Woodford County. Just talk about the transition to, from playing days to now coaching, and what the challenges have been like, what you're learning from the position as head coach.
Well, it's definitely different from what you know as a player, and what these kids know is totally different. So you have to kind of bring it down to the basics. And I think the big thing now is you have to build a relationship with these kids. The day of you do as I say is over. They're going to ask why. So you got to really, it's very important to build relationships, not only with them, with their parents as well, because everybody's wants the best for their kids, and with specialized training and camps and all that type of stuff. Everybody's looking to get to the next level. So I think building relationships is very important. I think you got to put together a great staff of people who can relate to young people. The day of the older guys is kind of over, so you got to get guys on your staff who can relate to the guys, and that's what we kind of do at Woodford County.
Definitely a generational gap between the guys you're coaching now and you back when you were in high school. How do you see that these kids are different nowadays, aside from everybody is? And I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way.
No, too, but you have to adapt. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very important. You can say, man, this is what we used to do at old school wise. Well, I think kids want the same standard, but the way you go about it has to be different. In my day, we didn't play games in practice, but now once every week or two, I'll have a day where we take 30, 40 minutes and play dodgeball or kickball, just because to give them a different aspect of it. And those kids love it. We did exit meetings last week with all my guys, and to 50% of the guys, one of their funnest memories of the season was, going to Gaddy Town or playing some type of game. So that's kind of the relationship you have to build with the kids in 2019.
Being a head coach now, you've got to be impressed with what Coach Stoops has done. Can you imagine going to your third quarterback at Woodford County?
Man, and hear it all the time. And I said it from day one they interviewed me, I think after his first or second year. I like the way he's a gritty, grindy coach. And I think, he's one of those guys that's going to stand the test of time. And he's done a great job, him and his staff. And, you got to give him time. Everybody wants to give you a 1 or 2 year window. It's just not reality. And I'm glad our administration have allowed him time to really develop his style of play and what kind of football brand he likes. So I'm very impressed with Coach Stoops and glad he's our coach.
The end game for you want to be a college coach someday. Some of these other guys around town that are UK alums as well, they want to be college coaches. We had David Jones on the show just a few weeks back.
Right.
You guys want to kind of start a fraternity. The first person that gets that head coaching job, you're just going to bring on a bunch of UK assistants, right? That's kind of the goal?
No doubt. No, and David he's done a great job this year. But, we talk all the time, and we a group of guys. And I think it's good. I think as a college coach, if you get a chance to become a head coach, you're only as good as your assistant. So guys you've played with, guys who know the game, guys you're familiar with, it's very important to, get a close-knit group of guys if you're going to go to the next level. So hopefully one day one of us will get a shot once we buy our time, pay our dues, and then from there on I think you'll see a whole of the camaraderie of UK football come back together.
For now, you're leading Woodford County, 6 wins this season, most in quite some time for the Jackets. What can we expect to see from you guys next year?
Oh, I think more of the same. I think we're still working on building the culture. I got great administration, a great principal who's supportive of our program, and so a lot of young guys who had a great season this year, so we're looking for even better next year.
What quickly on UK and U of L? Is it different when you're playing in that rivalry to what it is now and how you look at it?
Oh no, definitely. When you're in it, you're kind of into the he's and the she says and what's going on. But now as an outside looking in, I'm kind of looking as a coach, kind of like, what we need to do, X's and O's to beat Louisville. But no, it's definitely a fun rivalry. I was actually at Louisville yesterday, took some of my guys up there, and they got a good thing going. But I think, if we come out and play, I think we're going to have to be able to throw the ball some a little bit because they can score points. I think we're going to have to be able to, Coach Graham's going to do some things to throw the ball. But I think it's a great rivalry, and I think UK's going to come out on top.
Should be a good one. We'll get your prediction in just a minute, but for now, we're going to go to the break. The chatter is coming up next. We got some time for some picks. So what do you say we start things off with the big one, the Governor's Cup? Does Kentucky make it 2 in a row against the Cards?
Definitely. UK 30, Louisville 27.
Why do you like the Cats in this one? Where do you think their matchup advantages are?
I think defensively we do a good job. I know Louisville has a high-powered offense, but I think our defense, everybody was questioning our defensive backs early on. They've done a great job this year. I think we need to get good linebacker play, but I think our defensive line has a chance to be dominant over their offensive line.
What do you think about all this social media stuff that UK's not talking, saying Louisville, taking the pictures with the L's down? It's a lot of bulletin board material.
See, I was a trash talker, so I like it. I like getting, you got to get it going. Might as well get it out there.
It is a rivalry game. All right, I'm going to go with Kentucky as well, and I'm going to do it because of the two defenses. I think Louisville gives up a ton of points throughout the season, and I think Kentucky's, I know they've only given up like 6 passing touchdowns all year, right?
Yeah, which is incredible considering that was supposed to be the weakness of this team was that inexperienced defensive back core. The question that I have in this one is how good is Louisville? Because the ACC is terrible. It's not good whatsoever. I do think they're a good team. They passed the eye test. I think it's going to be a close game. We'll see if Kentucky can get it done. I'm going to go with Kentucky. I like home field advantage. You've known that through all these picks this year. They haven't always fared well, but I'm going with Kentucky in this one. Eli is going with, he's going with Louisville.
And that's why he's not here today?
Yeah, and
to answer the phone.
you won't see him on our network anymore. Ohio State, Michigan, they call it the granddaddy of them all. Who do you like? 10 Ann Arbor.
Ohio State, man. I just think their offense is so high-powered, man. And, Michigan's done a better job, but they can't beat Ohio State. Ohio State has too much firepower.
Agree. Ohio State looks too good.
I think the Buckeyes not only win, I think they roll. Eli is going with
Michigan, of course.
Michigan. Let's fade Eli on this Sunday.
He's over 2.
We got 30 seconds left. The biggest one in the SEC, it feels like a no-brainer, but it's the Iron Bowl. It's Alabama and Auburn. Who are you going with? Alabama does have a backup quarterback, but Auburn has a freshman quarterback. Who are we going with in this one? Alabama's last chance at title. They got to win.
I'm going Auburn. I'm going Auburn with the upset. I think, Alabama's new quarterback, this is going to be a high-pressured, high environment. And I don't know if he's ready. I think Auburn's coach is such a good craft in his offense here. He'll make it work.
I agree. I'm going Auburn.
I'm going to go with Alabama. Why not? When in doubt, Nick Saban. Right. 2 words. Have a good day.